There we go then. Hello and welcome to day number 2 of the Open Qualifiers. It is round 2, so we're starting fresh once again. The top 32 teams from Monday's qualifiers have advanced, and now we've got 2 lobbies left to try and make it through to the next stage. So 8 games is the number of games you have to play for this round, and the top 4 will go to the upper bracket of Super Week, and the next 4 will go to the lower bracket of Super Week. So basically, top half, you advance, but, you know, all these teams are going to be aiming for that upper bracket. So we've got lots of teams in tonight. We'll obviously break it down once we get into the action. But, yeah, let's get underway, because it's only 30 seconds until playing. So let's flick on over there, and let's have a little look at what is going on for game number 1. So as you can see, playing not too bad, kind of going down across the center of the map, but it is veering towards that melee base, so we could be seeing a melee base zone to start things off here. You know, obviously we'll have to wait and see whether that does come through. And yeah, there's definitely a couple of teams in here that will be appreciative of that. I don't know if any of you managed to catch the action earlier in the week. It was a great first round. Lots of teams really coming out to perform, and some really good games as well. So can't wait to see, you know, what happens today, because I'm sure it's going to be equally as good. But we'll have to keep an eye on that one for sure. So as everyone gets in the plane, we're going to be seeing everyone jumping out here. BHE, T3, F2S, ED, lots of teams going early. Going for a bit of a 2-2 break up and down towards the south. Toxic going to be going around towards the GAC area, as we'd expect, towards the south chops. You've got Motherfuckins going to be going up towards the north NE as well, heading on up there. We've got Aguita going towards the crossroads. No change there. Exactly where we'd expect to be finding them. TSS going to be taking Picardo. Unfortunately, only down to just 3 members for this game, so hopefully they can hold fast, and we'll see how it goes. And then we've got Z Clan and NYD getting very close. Nasty Demons. So I need to be a little bit cautious of that one. Is it Smurf? Scuffy? Suffy? I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that name. We're going to go with Scuffy. It's going to be a little bit closer to Z-Clan, so need to be careful. Z-Clan winning 2 games as well on Monday in Lobby A. So the lobby I had the privilege of casting back then. They did very, very well in there towards the end. They were struggling to start things off, but, you know, they've been away for a little while. They're coming back into comp, and they've started off strong. So, yeah, hopefully, you know, they can keep it up to date, but we'll have to wait and see. Crazy Mob going to be around the farm area. It has gone north as well, the zone, so a lot of teams going to be happy about that one. You know, military base can get a little bit difficult to maneuver. GT, another one we need to keep an eye on here. We're going to be looking up around Milton. Now, GT struggled a little bit in their open qualifying games. I'm not quite sure if that was just the team gelling. I know they've got a couple of extra players or new additions to the team. Previously were VE, and then they were, I think they've gone through so many teams recently. Walshy just kind of changing things around quite a lot, but yeah, hopefully sort of found his footing now. But yeah, they were a little bit uneasy for sure in day number 1, but yeah, hopefully day number 2 is going to be a different story, because, you know, this team is capable of big things. You know, they've got some good players on their roster. And yeah, I don't think 32nd is kind of, or not 32nd, but they finished 10th out of their lobby. Obviously, only top 10 going through. So, scraping through by the narrowest of margins, but they did manage to make it. So, hopefully, we get to see them do a little bit better here as they continue to loot up. So, they're in Milton. No one to really worry about. Crazy Mob or having to fight UFO on day number 1. Obviously, with UFO not qualifying, they now get farmed back to themselves. So, I mean, it didn't really upset Crazy Mob too much. Their game where they actually got contested, they did better in them when they weren't contested. So, yeah, definitely a team that's happy to fight off the starting blocks. Motherfucking's going to be going up towards the northern side as well. Interesting to see from them. Going for a very early rotate. I don't know if it's that they've got all the loot. No, it doesn't look like they've actually even started looting. So coming in very, very late to this one. But they've got plenty of time up in the north. I don't think we'll see too many teams pushing up there. Obviously, the zone favouring the south or the mainland. So, yeah, I think they should be pretty safe with doing that one. As they are, yeah, currently not rocking the best of gears. And as of course they are after those SMGs. But generally, you know, not something that people try and get. BT picking up a nice early crate here. Let's have a look. Let's see what that is. It is going to be... Oh, see, this is really hard to do with the camera. It is going to be the Groza. Was that Groza? An MK14. MK being probably... I mean, I think most teams preferred crate gun. You know, it's so versatile up close. Full auto red dot on that thing. Does a lot of damage. And then, of course, it's great at doing the DMR damage too. So, yeah, definitely going to be taking that one, Tri-Kate. Yeah, who else have we got in this lobby? We've got Toxic, who, yeah, also struggled a little bit on Monday. Had a massive last game, which is just enough to get them through to this round. So they need to make sure they start off a little bit stronger. Obviously, with it being 8 games, it is a little bit less RNG than what it was on Monday. Given, you know, especially the fact that there were so many teams in on Monday. It was definitely something that these players... You know, some of them struggled with. I think most of the teams that kind of were expected to go through probably did make it. Unfortunately, you know, some of those teams that were really fighting for those spots missed out on a small amount. It really could have gone either way. But already we're breaking out into a fight here. And Donny managed to get the first knock and kill onto Crazy Groza. So Groza being obviously one of the main fraggers for Crazy. He's going to go down very early. Unfortunately, Donny just catching him out. So the rest of Crazy a little bit disconnected from this one. I don't think we're going to see too much more of an engagement coming out from these guys. Plenty of space. And BT pretty happy with where they've managed to get themselves probably. TSS going to be heading up towards Potato Hill as well. BM just down towards their west. Toxic on the rotate in NE as well. But Z Clan and Nasty Demons going to be breaking out here. You can see Deco just holding that roof. I don't know if the shots have actually broken out just yet already on this compound, but you know, it is looking like this could be indeed trying to take out Z Clan. I don't think they seem to have noticed anyone. You know, just the way that they're running around doesn't look like they seem to sort of have much of an idea of what is going on here, but well, she's actually going to find Rat as well. So that's going to be another fight going on. In fact, that's fully breaking out. Let's go and check out that. Never mind. It's already gone. Crazy Mob getting absolutely decimated there by GT. And I don't think they managed to get a single confirmation there on that either. Deco. He hears Master right below him. The whole of Z Clan just swarming this compound. I don't think they've got any idea that Deco is here. He'll just be waiting for the opportune moment to maybe get a quick knock on a flush. And then the rest of his team can try and push up. But yeah, it doesn't look like they're aware at all that there is a player lurking around behind enemy lines here. Deco is going to spot him up there. And there we go, just like that. He is going to get taken out and flushed as well. That's a confirmation going the way of Deco. Bagoo getting spotted as well. Deco taking the shots there. Does a little bit of damage. Not too much, though. Santa going for the off angle here. We can see him going for a nice wrap around on this wall here. But Deco, he's aware of it. He's already holding the angle here. As soon as Santa pushes round here, shot's going to rain out. I think he just saw his head. Does just spot his head, but doesn't quite manage to land any tags here. A nade coming out to try and see if they can get the nice knock. The molly. That's a really smart molly there. Just denying the push coming through from Bagoo. But Bagoo's actually outside of the warehouse. NYD, they are fully aggressing on towards this one. Magnax, Loopsy trying to lead the charge here as they get in towards the compound. Deco actually just backing off from this one here. Deco still holding that wall down. Scuffy raining the shots down. Does manage to spot Santa. Doesn't manage to connect though with that M4 spray.
The spot Bagoo, and that's a great spray as soon as they get off the player. That's another knock, and this is going to be NYD's chance to try and push up here. Scuffy trying to lead the charge here. He's going to raise some nice shots there. Gets Santa down so low, but doesn't manage to get the knock. But they've got to push on that. They need to try and get these players out. Try and deal with this quickly because they're right on the very edge of zone. They don't want to deal with this. NE absolutely decimating BHE elsewhere on the map. Not quite sure whereabouts that was. But there we go. Santa going down. Oopsie. Going to confirm that one. It's just going to be down to Virus now, the last remaining member here for Zed Clan. Unfortunately, another bad start for them compared to the games they've had before. The util all coming out here. Just going into this building to try and flush him out here. I think Deco, that nade could be good. Oh, it's the double nade, and there we go. Loopsy does manage to find Virus, and that is going to be Zed Clan crashing out in 14th. It's already losing 3 teams, and phase 1 hasn't even closed yet. So it's a bit of an aggressive lobby, this one, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But we'll have to see how that goes. Toxic going to take out Viper, so after they wipe BHE, they've now got to take off against Toxic, and Toxic coming off with the better start here in this one. Benjo trying to just see if he can spot where these players are. Bolby holding down on the edge of the staircase here. Trying to see if he can maybe listen out for some sort of footsteps or something. Bolby just playing so quietly. These teams not really doing too much. Let's have a look at the zone. The zone has popped towards the right-hand side of the circle. Gen right in the center here. They're in a great position to try and do something here. NYD still looting and recovering from their fight with Zed Clan, but they are going to start moving now. Trying to head towards the zone. As you see, BM... Again, I think they've lost most of their members. I don't know if it's just... I mean, no, sorry, they're all still up. Just elsewhere on the map. I think they're down towards the south. Yeah, they are. They're coming in on that south coast here. Try and fix it. NE. Down to just 2 members here. And Toxic have fully swarmed their compound, but they just can't leave. And actually, NE, by just being nuisances and not moving, are actually causing problems with Toxic here, because... Toxic, they don't want to leave without getting the extra points that they could possibly get, but at the same time, they also don't want to. They don't want to miss out on, being able to get a good position in the zone. So, yeah, it's not looking brilliant for Toxic or NE in this situation. Definitely not NE. Pure, very disconnected here. Gonna be just be looting Hump very disconnected. I didn't realize there were only he was still up actually. I thought there was 3 still up. But yeah, all these players starting to rotate now into a zone. GT just raining shots at each other by the looks of things. And yeah, that's the thing. When you lose so many teams early on, it does get very quiet. But here we go. Surely Toxic NA are going to have to try and make a move shortly. They're in the blue. Going to start taking quite a big chunk of damage. And Toxic need to decide what they want to do in this situation as well. Do they want to just hang on and wait for NA to do something? Or do they just want to just get going? I think they're just going to stay and wait, which... yeah, it's a couple of extra points, but when you're aiming for top 4, at least top 8 in this sort of lobby, you can't afford to just like get 2-3 point games. You need to be getting those 5-6 point games consistently, and it's going to be tough for Toxic to do that if they hang around here just for these 2 kill points that are on offer. Fab actually getting taken down very low there. But I don't think it must have been shots from Bolby there coming out. I was going to say, I didn't think I saw anyone with an angle there. I thought it was a teammate. But no, it is going to be Bolby getting a couple of tags there on towards him. Just holding the staircase. Look, you can just see Benjo trying to creep his way up, but he's taking damage as well. Pure's very disconnected here. Gonna just play this late, and I think Pure's could actually be the difference in this one. Because Toxic got absolutely no idea he's here. He's going to be pushing in towards the compound. Keeping eyes. Mystic, though, is still up on the high ground. As the shot's continuing to rain out. Bolby waiting for the opportune moment to be able to try and push Toxic here. But the car already leaving. Benjo in that one, but Pure's, there we go. He takes some shots. He does get Benjo down. And now all of a sudden, Mystic going to have to try and see if he can find Pure's on this off angle. It's not looking good for him. And see, just as I said, Toxic waiting around to try and get those 2 kills. It's just completely gone against them. And they're now in a terrible position. They're in a 3v3 fight. Pure's needs to be careful. He might go down to blue here. No, he does manage to get the bandage off, so he is okay. Fab. Oh, Mystic actually going to pipe up. He's going to be able to find him. Jay goes down as well, so Corey finding that one. And now it's just down to Bolby. In a 2v1 situation. I think Fab's going to be attempting to get rezzed here, but Bolby, no, he's going to confirm that. And Toxic lose 2 members for it. NE already having a decent game because they've got 6 kills to their name, so I don't think they'll be too disappointed crashing out this early. Of course, you don't want to crash out early on any game, but they're going to continue to fight. Here we go. NYD, though, going to be taking them to fight with the team. Let's go and head on over there because Donny going to confirm Loopsy, but they have got one knocked in return. Nothing has been spotted here. Donny is going to be able to get the knock there. As we hear Magnax trying to push up here. Deco is going to get some damage there. Magnax pipes up, does manage to get Sunny down. Going to get the confirm as well, so that's going to be BT losing 1 at least. Donny, he's a bit isolated here as well, as White's trying to get the res up. He has managed to get the res, but he is isolated. And NYD got a bit of a pincer position here onto the roadside. Magnax. Donny returns with the 3x spray on the barrel. Magnax trying to throw that nade. If this hits, it could be devastating. He's going to be able to move away from that rock in time. He's waiting for the rest of his team to try and regroup, but Deco's trying to make sure he can get into zone, try and be in a position to hold them out. The nade almost catching Donny, but doesn't quite manage to do it. Tri-K White trying to push up here on towards the ridge line. White leading the charge. F2S taking out each other here. Magnat's actually going to go down to zone. Oh, that's not what you want. Mystic goes down to zone as well from Toxics. That's another member that's just been lost unnecessarily. As this zone really does start chunking. We're in phase 4 now. We get a confirmation there. White picking up at least the point on towards that one. But the zone has popped and you've got so many teams still out in the blue. There we go. Deco finally getting spotted by Gecko there down in the south. BT down to just 2 players as well. Corey going to try and move himself in here. T3 up in the north. They've got a really nice position in this one. I don't think they've got too many kills. I don't know if they've actually got any at all, but they are in a really nice spot here. So much of the zone to be able to play. Corey is going to go down to blue. And that's going to be Toxic, completely annihilated. Yes, okay. And he didn't get the points, but they didn't get the points either on the kills on them. So, yeah, it's really... it really doesn't pay to just hang around and delay fights. You either need to push the fight or you need to just sit back because it's not the best. BM and GT going to be fighting now though. Kaneki trying to get a nice wrap around here on the side there. Does manage to put Artemix, and that's going to be a knock and a confirm. While she's still bleeding out, and there we go. Huya going to pipe up over the top of that ridge line there. Going to be able to find another one. The return fire coming back towards him. Does take him down very low though. Needs to try and get in towards the cover of shelter. GT desperately want to try and get Walshy back up on his feet. Jack just holding while Gecko is able to do so. I think they should be back up full strong. Gen, yeah, they've got sightlines onto this, but I don't see them wanting to push in on this location. They're in such a nice little compound now, especially if they do get a south shift. Motherfucking's also in a really nice position as well in Hall of Fame with this zone. There's really not a lot to play in this zone. Aguita got a really nice dip that they can play. Here, you've got Alamo, which actually in these sort of zones really is a decent position to play. Sometimes you don't want to play there too early, but in this situation, it's not a bad spot to be in. bit of vehicle warfare going on as well, as BM going to be drive-bying Mowgli, and it is going to be able to get them down. Should be able to get the confirmation and try and get into the shack before they go down. My camera work, absolutely terrible. They do manage to make it, and they stay 3 strong as well, BT. I thought they did lose 2, actually, but they have managed to keep 3 up. That's great to see. TSS raining shots down towards ED, as they now only have 3 left. 3 members left for them to try and contend with. TSS. A nice bowl as they start raining shots down towards tier 3. Fury very disconnected, but actually it's going to be Pixel that's going to be able to get the first opening knock. Shaney goes down to LinkRdocs, and all of a sudden it's just going to be down to Frozen, who's going for a bit of a Hail Mary play in that UAZ. Needs to try and settle it somewhere, but BT will have sightlines onto this if they chose to come out the shack. I don't think they will do. I think we're seeing them just hang on in there for a little while longer, but yeah, Frozen really not in a good position. But luckily, I don't think BT actually aware where he's moved to. And Frozen is going to be able to just survive for a little while longer. Surely they'll spot the UAZ, though, at some point and assume there's something up over there. But the zone has popped. It has gone slightly further towards the north. So tier 3 are going to be pretty happy with that one, as are motherfuckings. But they're going to have to survive a lot of pushes coming in, because there's really not a lot of places to play in this one. F2S going to be trying to wrap around towards Alamo. They do get line of sight eventually at this point, I believe. Yeah, you can just see them running in there. Header already being able to get in. Same with Arminia. So Xylobe and Gregui need to try and get there before they get spotted. And actually, it looks like motherfuckings are looking a completely different direction. And F2S being able to just get in here for free. That's a great wrap there from F2S. BT not in a great position. They've got TSS literally right next to them. Polly trying to throw those nades, trying to see if he can maybe get something with that one. The smoke's being deployed, so we can try and push up towards this ridge line. LinkRdocs actually going to find Donnie, though, so that is going to be the opening knock here. The nade being prepped. If that goes through the window, that could be devastating, and I think it's going to find both of them. How does that not find any of them there? It actually finds the car out on the front. I think it goes through the door where it was taken off earlier. That's really unfortunate for Polly, but this second nade might be able to do it if he can get it through the window. Linker with the molly. This could be devastating if this goes in. It is going to land in there, I think. No, it lands outside. Trike just holding down on the outside as well. Gugui does find Walsh. He confirms that one as well. So that's going to be another point going the way of the French Suicide Squad. And Gugui finds Jack as well. So BT or GT not in a great position here. BT, though, are trying to fight off advances of both Aguita and TSS as well, and they've also got long range fire coming in from T3 as well, so not the best position to be in. Polly's going to go down, but the nade, oh, it's so good. It does manage to find 2. Linker finds the final member, and just like that, BT going to be annihilated from this one. But with them being right on the very edge, Aguita might want to get hungry on this. Marco's trying to see if he can find an angle here with the orb in hand. Going to be raining out towards the competition here. Pepe Yuji just holding down in that shack. They don't want to advance too much because they have got a really good position here, but actually it's JV that's going to go down. Lizard finding him. That's the team in Hall of Fame. And that's a really unfortunate BM as well. Only got 1 member left up in Scrapyard, trying to get out of there, see what they can do. Gecko, last remaining member for GT as well. We're into placement points though, so all these players that have managed to stake it out for this long have got themselves at least an extra point from their placement, but yeah, not necessarily the situation they want to be in terms of the amount of players that they have lost. Jen getting gifted the zone. TSS in a really, really lucky position here with this zone shift, as we see them in a pretty decent spot. Aguita need to try and find a way in here, but they have got a little bit of a ridge line. They can play up towards this ridge. Problem is, it does kind of get into sightlines of Hall of Fame, so they've got to play either prone, which means they can't do too much damage, which is definitely not Guita's style, or they have to just, you know, keep focused towards them, try and get some smokes out, try and nice sightlines. They've got vehicles, so they can use that as a bit of a vehicle wall. TSS, though, this might actually be great for Guita, because if TSS go out, then potentially TSS's position is going to be viable, but I think all these res is going to be able to come through. TSS only 4 kills currently, and yeah, Marcos Oh, it's Tritune actually in the vehicle. Going to try and continue to rotate around Odin, raining some shots down towards him. Yeah, Odin. Raining shots. Uja does take a bit of damage here, but he's got himself to a tree. I think surely this has got to be Aguita's kill if they're looking this direction, but I don't think they are. I don't think they've noticed him at all. Look, you can see Tritune or just raining shots down towards motherfucking's touch. JV both down. Nebo finding the headshot there with the bolty. Gonna be raining shots there. Fitz is gonna find Gecko. That's the final one. Bliv gonna confirm JV as well. So motherfuckers have lost one, and they've got to try and get out the compound this zone as well. So not the situation they want to be able to find themselves in, but they are gonna be in there. Gula just bleeding out. I think she'll be able to get res, but I don't know how much more motherfuckings can do. Lizard gonna find Odin there. Great shots coming out. Gula going down as well. And just like that, motherfuckings get found by their Spanish rivals there. Guita gonna be able to confirm those ones away. Hearing shots coming out. Jen trying to take the fight on towards FSS here. Fury goes down. That's irrelevant. Watching their backs. Bliv trying to push over here. The mollies are coming out. Header gets found as well. It's just going to be one left up now for F2S. And that molly looks good. It doesn't quite manage to land. I think Arminius might be able to potentially spot him here. I don't know how Arminius is still alive, to be honest. But he is. Let's continue going. Lizard does manage to still head her away, so that's at least 1 point they pick up. Nebo finds Arminius. Now Guita trying to aggress up over towards here. Bliv gets taken down very, very low. We go over towards Tritune, who's trying to aggress over this ridgeline. Top 4 teams now. So lost 4 very, very quickly. Jen now in a position where they've got to try and hold off Aguita. 4 kills apiece for both Jen and Aguita. They're not in a bad position. Tier 3 only been able to get 3 kills. Slightly mistimed the drive-by there. Unfortunately, Polly should be able to confirm that one away. Actually, no, just designing the sidelines, but does spot Fitz. Pixel trying to push his way over here as well. And there we go. Linker with the bolty. The Orm coming out. Pixel now having to try and find another way in towards this one. But he's taking shots from everywhere. Tier 3. Aguita raining shots. TSS raining shots. Jen raining shots. He is going to be able to just get himself into a very small ridge here to try and see if he can get medded back up. But he's not quite in. He has got to try and advance a bit further here. He's basically just playing his life right now as Aguita, TSS, and Jen all fighting to try and win this first game. Jen just going to reposition a little bit. Bring the cars in to make sure they've got them for cover later on if they need them. Try to not able to aggress because it's just the one player as well. Doesn't surprise me, doesn't need to push over there because he knows there's 4 players going to greet him. Pixel trying to just crawl his way in, hoping he's been forgotten about. The shots are going to start raining out now. Tritune does manage to find one. Instantly hits the deck, gets the bandage off. Tyler T's trying to work out what he wants to do here. For a really nice up here. Does manage to spot one. Gets the shots out, gets Nebo down. Then spots Tyler T, but needs to hit the deck himself. The shot should be able to get the confirmation here. There we go. Jen obliterated in a blink of an eye there. Marcos comes over to support Lizard Tritune. All of them picking up kills in that exchange. TSS, they know that there's still a snake lurking around here somewhere. Linker with the bolty is going to be able to find him. I just didn't get there in time. But he's going to be able to get the headshot there. 7 kills now for TSS. So 3 versus 4 to finish this one out. Aguita looking pretty good for this one, though. But they have got to try and make their way into the zone. Which is a little bit unfortunate. I think they think there's a player over here. But, yeah, it's completely clear over here. I'm not quite sure where Aguita are looking at. Marco's just trying to see if he can spot the players here. I think he should be able to spot Linker. Just spot him on our screens. But we've got to remember we are watching exactly where those arrows are. So it's got a bit of an advantage. Marco's trying to lead it. Jimbo. Polly is such a dangerous position right now if he doesn't get spotted. I think that's the player they were looking for. They knew that there was someone a bit closer, but maybe not realising exactly where Polly is. Marco's continuing to just peek over this ridge. TSS got to do all they possibly can to just delay the push coming out from Aguita, because as soon as they do, Polly's there. He's able to feed the info. Polly's actually got a nade prepped. He's going to rain it out. Does spot the 2 players running across, and there we go. The shot's coming out. Does manage to get Lizard down. Gets Tri-Toon very low as well, but there we go. Pepe Yuji in the back lines. He's going to be able to confirm that one. Linker now having to try and push a little bit closer here to try and spot Pepe Yuji, but he's been able to retreat over the ridge. Marcos with the AUG, raining the shots out still from on high. So he goes low, and I think actually Lizard's going to be able to get rezzed here, so this is huge for Aguita. It looked like Polly's position was going to be great, but no, Lizard goes down to zone. It's re-knocked. Marcos getting knocked as well, and it takes it to a 2v2. This is huge from TSS as they manage to hold this off. Tri-Toon goes down as well. 2v1 situation. Jimbo gets found. Linker and Pepe Yuji. 1v1 situation right now. As Linker is going to try and peek over here. Here's the footsteps from Pepe Yuji. Going to rain the shots out. Does manage to find him before he can rain the shots. And 10 kill win coming out for TSS. Huge first game for them. And, yeah, got to remember, they also came into that one with only 3 members as well. So, huge performance for TSS, picking up game number 1. But still 7 games to go in this round. Obviously, 3 left of the day. So, we're going to get underway with game number 2 in just a moment. But there is a long way to go for these teams. So, anyone that had a bad first game, plenty of time to recover. So, we're going to take a very short break, and we'll be back in just a bit.
welcome back to game number 2 now, going into round 2 of the Open Qualifiers. Great first game there from Aguita. They really played that hillside very well. You know, it was looking really good for motherfuckings up until the end when the zone did shift out of Hall of Fame. They were in a really good position. TSS playing really well in that one as well. No, sorry, TSS won, didn't they? Sorry, I'm completely thrown off. But yeah, Aguita still playing that very well, of course, coming in second place. But we are going to go into game number 2 now. So let's throw it over and have a look at the playing path. As you can see, a much better plane coming out this time than in the last round. It is going to go slightly further towards the west, so those farm, Milta, Yaz areas going to be a little bit harder to get to. Of course, Lipovka, Milta Power. I know, obviously, that's GT. Going to be a little bit disappointed with that one, but yeah, I think we might be seeing them sort of maybe further towards the north in school and apartments, potentially. I know they've been liking that drop recently, so have to wait and see kind of where everyone does adjust to it. Actually, GT going to be going out very early, going to be going around towards Severny area, maybe realizing no one else has dropped, and they're going to head on over this way. Lots of teams starting to drop around now. Haven't had too many hot drops coming through in these qualifiers, so teams clearly doing the homework where everyone likes to drop, making sure they adjust accordingly, which is always great to see. Yeah, we're seeing everyone starting to drop down now. Gen going to be the ones to take school and apartments. Zed Clan, a little bit closer there as well. And motherfuckings. Crazy. NYD and French Suicide Squad very close to each other as well. So maybe a bit of a jostle around towards this area. In fact, actually, it looks like a lot of players going to be falling down here. Magnax stretching his shoot. Loopsy coming down there as well. And then Groza is going to be heading straight in towards here. You got Crazy up on the sidelines as well. Is that Rat over there as well? That's Problems. Rat's a little bit further disconnected, but he's coming back by the looks of things. I'm not quite sure where he is. Where's the camera? Where is he? He's up here somewhere. There he is. Down below. So yeah, Rat's going to be joining there as well. So yeah, Nasty Demons need to be a little bit careful here. Actually looks like there's going to be a bit of a fight straight away. Scuff and Groza, both in the same building pretty much. Scuffy wants to try and get involved in that one, but can't really. But needs to do something quick because Crazy, you know, they are very capable. If they completely swarm on you, there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do. Rosa just holding down here, and that's just allowing all the rest of Crazy Mob to be able to get looted up, get the gear that they want, and just like that, they'll be in a really good position to be able to take this fight. And the problem is, because of the rest of Nasty Demons being very disconnected in this one, they're not really going to be able to do too much either. Scuffy got the stun in hand, but actually stuns himself there, unfortunately. Rosa has got the shotgun though. And that's not the sort of thing you want to be running into. Deco actually getting him so low, and this could be huge because I think Scuffy's going to want to push up on towards this. Groza does manage to get the med off. But doesn't manage to do anything with it. And that's going to be the first knock once again. It's going to be Groza from Crazy Mob. That is the first fall here. Mick not in a position to be able to do anything. Deco retreats back in towards the barns, the warehouses here. Scuffy gets back down the building, and all of a sudden, Problems and Rat going to have to try and see what they can possibly do from their position because they're not in the best of spots. The rest of Nasty Demons probably going to try and look to regroup at some point. Magnax realizing he's not actually needed. They can just back off knowing that they've got the advantage in terms of numbers. And just like that, they're looking pretty damn good for that one. A Crazy Mob. It's a 0-point game in game number 1. And it's not looking great for game number 2 either, losing a player straight away in that one. I'm not quite sure. Let's have a look to see if we've got an updated leaderboard as well. Massive shout out to Twire, of course, for sorting all the leaderboard and everything. And yeah, we do have the leaderboard for game number 1. So let's have a little look to see what that is saying. As you can see, yeah, TSS going to be out in first. Aguita, though, straight hot on their heels, both with 10 kills there, in towards second. Genesis in third. As we look towards the bottom there, obviously no surprises there. A lot of teams crashing out quite early in this one. Actually, ED, I'm quite surprised, didn't pick up any points at all because they were in there till quite late. I think they just narrowly missed out on the placement points. And yeah, unfortunately, unable to get any kills as well. So, yeah, a bit of a shame for them. But, yeah, obviously, it's game number 1. That's the only thing we've seen. And I'm sure they'll be fine for game number 2. So then, let's have a little look, see what else is going to be going on. Everyone's starting to look to rotate now. Guita are going to be going around towards the northern side of the zone. Or sorry, not northern side of the zone, the northern island. Of course, they're still on the south side of the zone. You've got NE as well going for a nice rotate here. Round past school and apartments. Luckily, Gen have already left, so they are going to be okay. Obviously, NE, you know, not having the best of starts, but they did manage to pick up a decent amount of kills there before they got ambushed in that compound. So I don't think they'll be too disappointed with their performance so far. You know, just it's all about getting points on the board, of course. They are definitely doing that to start things off. So great to see from them. We're a little bit disconnected game 1, so hopefully they can get that sorted out and they'll be back again in this one, sticking together a little bit more because, yeah, Pure's, obviously it did pay off for them eventually, but, you know, maybe they wouldn't have had to sit so passively in that compound and could have taken that fight a little bit sooner on towards Toxic had they been 4 strong. And already, look, you can see a massive split coming out from them as they rotate. Vipers and his passenger going to be a little bit late on that one. I'm assuming Pure's in the vehicle with him. But for now, he's going to be okay. Yeah, they've managed to find themselves a decent spot in this zone. Crazy fully disconnecting from this fight as well with Nasty Demons. You know, I don't blame them. I think it's not a bad start, especially when you've had one bad game. Starts off the next game not how you'd want it. I think at that stage you kind of got to be like, you know, yeah, okay, let's just back off. Let's regroup a little bit. Let's come in and let's make sure that we get top 4 because, yeah, top 8 definitely achievable for pretty much, you know, a good team should be able to get top 8 in this format, but to get top 4 and give yourselves plenty of chances when the lobby gets even harder when we introduce our invited teams, it's definitely going to be a different story. BM managed to get one knock on towards Aguita from the drive-by, but I don't think going to have a problem with getting the res here on towards Marcos. Doesn't look like BM want to hang around at all, especially seeing how well Aguita have been playing at the moment. So they're just going to continue to wrap around here. Do take a little bit of a love tap here on towards Jertzka. Yeah, they've got themselves a nice little compound here in the zone. BT going to be rotating as well, taking some shots from tier 3, but I think they also should be fine here in this one. Up towards the top of the zone here. Losing tyres as well, so they need to try and get their vehicles safe. And yeah, that's exactly what Pepper Yuji's doing. Smokes are out. Try and move those vehicles. Make sure you have them safe for late game because there's nothing worse than having no vehicles when you've got to drive to the other side of the zone. Aguita holding down the middle of the zone here. TSS in Pachinki. Everyone's pretty much in zone now. Definitely a few more teams up than this stage in the last game. Crazy Mob in the vehicles. Going to be going for the rotate. They're the only team not in just yet.
continue to rotate around. Down towards the south. Not too much going on at the moment. Everyone finding their feet. Everyone found a bit of space to be able to play out of this one. So they're pretty happy with how things are going. GT still 4 strong as well on the right. We've only lost 1 member, and it has just been... oh, nice headshot coming out there from Holder on towards ED. Shots continuing to rain back and forth from these compounds. I don't think there's going to be too much of a problem there. F2S as well, trying to push in towards Toxic. Again, don't know if they're actually going to fully crash this or not. It looks like they want to. Arminius in the vehicle. We're heading straight in here. So, shots going to be raining out here. Crash straight into the vehicle, into the building. Great to see. Benjo, a little bit disconnected here though. Let's try and find one. Doesn't quite manage to do it. Gui actually range being able to find that one. Mystic does get Arminius down in return though. Corey's still bleeding out. They're going to get the confirmation. Header confirming that one. Zylo trying to push through the building here. Is going to be able to spot Mystic. Gets the shots out on towards him. Fab does find the return on towards Header and gets the confirm as well. So unfortunately, F2S going to be missing one, and TSS trying to push in here. They want to get involved as well. Pol, Q, over towards the other side here. So these guys need to finish this fight up, and they need to finish it quickly as well. F2S back up on towards up to 3. Toxic still only down to just 1 here. That molly might be good here if that lands. It doesn't land. Zylo just confirming those kills, making sure that no third party can come in and get involved. I don't know if they heard the vehicles or not, but yeah, unfortunately, F2S going to be taking those points, which they'll be pretty happy about. But it's only three kills to their name. Linker, there we go, comes in, the third party finally getting involved here. Q on that note is going to be heading straight across to the other side. Fab just going to hold down his position now, see if he can maybe outlast F2S, maybe try and pick himself up a cheeky little point. But Linker, he's fully aggressing in towards his building. He's going to try and find one. He has no idea Fab's right in there. I think that's going to be a confirm as well. That is, unfortunately, Linker Doc's going to be losing his life to that one. Jimbo pushing around here, trying to see if he can find the rest of F2S here. Grigui holding down that angle there on the door. Polly wanting to try and flush out Fab here. Fab takes a different angle on this one though. He's going to hold down in the bathroom. Doesn't manage to hit the shot. He's going to rain out on one. Doesn't manage to get the second one though. That's going to be Jimbo going down. And now you'd think that F2S want to try and get... Oh, they're going for the res actually. This is huge. And this could be massive here for F2S. TSS having to get the res of their own. Q, he's got the nade prepped. He's going to try and get it, but I think he's left it a little bit too late. Actually, no, because Zylo is going to stay there to heal. And there we go. The nade going to reconfirm the knock. Kaguri taken down as a solo. But shots were coming in from the hill. Actually, no, it's coming from the barns. It's motherfucking's trying to get involved in that one. Big tags coming from both sides here. Zylo getting confirmed there by Jimbo. Kagui trying to hit that med before the aggression comes through from TSS. But he's got everyone on his building right now. The nade going to get prepped. Thrown out the window. Does manage to spot Polly, but can't quite get the shots off. And there we go. TSS unfortunately crashing. Sorry, F2S crashing out. TSS coming out on top of that one. I'm hoping the frames aren't too bad as well. It does look like my Xbox is getting very warm in this room. But yeah, hopefully it's not too bad. And the stream is holding. Obviously, once again, second stream only over towards YouTube. So yeah, do let us know if you're enjoying the viewing on YouTube compared to Twitch.
you know, new platform for us. We are hoping to be able to multi-stream from YouTube and Twitch when it comes to Super Week. But unfortunately, Twitch having some issues tonight. So we thought, you know what? It's a good job we moved to YouTube. So yeah, we are just streaming primarily on there for now. But hopefully Twitch does get sorted in time for next week. We'll be back again on this channel as well tomorrow for the second day of this round. So do make sure you hit that sub button as well so you can come back and enjoy the content when we go live tomorrow. And yeah, for now, I hope you're enjoying the games that we are showing you today. BHE rotating in towards the north, and actually Jen going to be pushing straight in towards ED here. The nade being prepped. Surely that's got to land. It goes a little bit too far. No, Bliv does manage to get the knock with that nade. The follow-up util coming out as well to try and confirm that kill. Doesn't manage to confirm it, though. Actually, doesn't do a lot of damage at all, to be honest. A lot less than what I thought it was going to be. Taylor T holding on to that one. Shaney holding down the north. Oh, Nebo! Huge knock coming through with that bolty there as he goes straight for the vehicle to try and be able to aggress in. Holder already slightly further ahead, though. Bliv as well. Aggressing straight on towards his compound. Going to confirm his kill. Make sure he definitely gets that. He's going to get the 3 gear as well from that box. Rat. He's going to be able to find the second member of Tier 3. Is Tier 3 and Crazy going to be backing it out here. Trying to see if we can find one. Doesn't manage to get Mick there. Does spot him going down low, though. Does manage to get the knock, but problems already up on towards the top there. Which is going to be Oatsin, the last remaining member for them. I think Mick may be lagging out here. Yeah, he's just he's gone struggling a little bit. Jay going to be able to get knocked by Magnix there. That's going on elsewhere. Whereabouts is that? That's on the edge of the zone. Actually, they've got to try and push in. So Magnax has a big knock to try and get. Bolby goes down as well. Loopsy. That's the 2 members on the left. Need to turn their attention towards the right now as Pures and Viper trying to just get away from that one down on the low ground. Not in the best of positions for them. That's for sure. Bolby is going to bleed out, and I'm sure we'll be seeing the bleed out from Jay coming through very shortly as well. But Nasty Demons don't seem to be aware exactly where any have moved to. I think they're probably starting to get an idea. Problems does actually manage to get Mick down. Oh, I think that's the lag out, isn't it? Just going to knock him and try and so I can carry him into zone, but I've got to be aware that it is going to be second knock for him. I think possibly back in again. Yeah, he is starting to move, so they are going to be back in, but unfortunately, because of the lag out, that's going to be 2 knocks now that Mick has conceived. That's not what you want, especially when you have to try and maybe go for reses later on. BT in a bit of an engagement here with BHE. Donny bleeding out, so some of BHE as well, as they're down to just 2 members up now. Sunny trying to hold the charge. Got Larry and gets a nice opening knock on towards him. And Zenking, actually Nebo once again from range, being able to find the headshot on him. And that's going to be BHE out of here. Nebo absolutely smashing it with that bolty. This one, Z-Clan, motherfuckers, absolutely just going ham at each other on this compound here. Just like that, Z-Clan, unfortunately, once again crashing out very early in this one with little to their name. Definitely not the start they would be wanting. But you know, we saw them do it yesterday and then come in and get 2 wins. So yeah, definitely don't write them off just yet. But for now, that's going to be the case. Deco managed to find Jerska. Nice. Opening knock on towards him. BM. That car's going to go as well. Needs to be careful. No, Artux actually going to be the one to put the final bullet into it. So that is going to be a knock on towards Jalamari. The util being used as well. The nades coming in. Not finding anything though. Jack's trying to lead the way here. So we can maybe spot one of the other members. Must know that one of them's on the outside because of the car knocking out the back. Maybe just not quite exactly aware where it is, but that smoke, that's about to dissipate. And he does manage to spot the res coming through. He gets both members down. Jack should be able to get the confirms here as well. Damage, wait to try and push out the door here. I'm going to do it like that. The stun going in should be able to be wiped.
Can't get through the door though. Just got with the nade. Is going to be able to get one. And tries to go for the flush. Doesn't quite manage to do it. And there we go. GT being able to pick up all 3 of those kills. I don't know where the other one went. I think that was probably a suicide by mistake there. Lucy is going to be able to get Mick, but in return, Rat finds 2 of Jen. And gets the confirm as well. So it's just going to be Nebo and Bliv now for Jen. Problems. Gets knocked. And confirmed as well. Kaneki, GT really playing well in this game. 4 kills now already for them as they try and rotate down. They've got to try and get into zone though. They're not quite in yet. And they've got a lot of people watching their direction. Elsewhere on the map, you've got Aguita trying to make their way in as well. They've not got a lot in front of them. Rat, there we go. Bliv finding that confirmation coming through on towards him. Once again, motherfucking in such a good position. 3 kills, not too much. Trying to get the shots on towards Jimbo. Doesn't manage to quite land anything there. It's tricky when you got the 4x on the mini. I know not everyone's preferred scope for a mini. Oh, Loopsy does try and get the headshot on towards Viper. Doesn't quite manage to hit it though. Marcos though on towards Cheney. And that's going to be ED going out once again just before placement point. So I don't know if they managed to get any kills in that game either. That's really devastating for them. GT raining some shots down towards Nasty Demons as Jen in a position to try and hold them out. Jimbo as well trying to hold out NE. So all these teams kind of struggling as they try and make their way in towards zone. Not too long left on the clock. Shots running out all over the place as Magnax does manage to find Pures. Great opening knock there. Just one left up now for NE. And actually, it's going to be TSS still, both of them. That's really unfortunate there for Nasty Demons. They really did need as many points as they could get. Motherfuckings are going to be able to open up. So, as once again, the Spanish players fighting each other. Trying to pre-fire that angle, but doesn't matter. Tritune goes down. Unfortunately, Odin falls in return. Odin trying to push around. We had to find one. Got the other member as well. Just like that, Guita annihilated. Motherfucking's doing so well there. Unfortunately, losing one member, but they do manage to pick up the 4 kills there on towards Aguita. And Aguita crash out very early. Oh, unfortunately, though, White getting caught there, and that's going to be BT trying to push it in here. You see Trike already leading the charge, trying to push his way in. Donny from the seat managing to find one. Trike taken low, but he's got plenty of time to try and get a med off here. As Small trying to push it out here. He's actually going to go straight for the res on towards Yogrin. As the nade getting prepped here by Donny. That might be good. Does manage to find the final members, and just like that, Motherfuckings annihilated by BT, but they played very well in that game. 6 kills now for Motherfuckings. Looking pretty good. Over here, TSS, they've been just taking kills all over the map as well. 7 kills to their name after they pushed in and stole this compound away from F2S and Toxic earlier on. Nasty Demons, they're playing well as well. Lots of teams having good games here. GT, 4 kills. Not quite as many as some of the others, but still playing very well. Oh, Walshy. How does he spot him through the tree there? Just spots him trying to get some loot. Magnax loses his helmet for it. No, sorry, Deco loses his helmet for it. Magnax going straight for the revive. As GT trying to reposition to get themselves into a better position. Gecko managed to get up towards this rock. He is going to be in the zone. Not necessarily in a position to really do something from, but at least he's got himself in towards the blue zone. BT going to have to move, but they can just move to the other building on their compound. And once they're in, every team is going to be in. So I think it's going to depend on where this next zone shifts will determine what is going to happen with this one. GT then continue to hold down here. Donny, nice shot there on towards Kaneki. That's going to be Kaneki bleeding out. No chance of revive coming through for him. Jack cannot afford to try and get back there, especially when BT have got sightlines onto this one. And BT now potentially with a position and a way round to wrap in towards this one if they wanted to go towards the towards Jack's position. That's not a bad idea for them. And it looks like, yeah, they're trying to get some cars safe or trying to get into vehicles to maybe try and wrap round on towards there, realising there's only one player around. Let's have a look at Sunny as he tries to go for the drive-by. They are going to be approaching up on towards here. Jack, be careful. We're actually going to be able to find him from the compound there. GT going down. Sonny confirming that one away. Really smart move there from GT. As we see them wrapping all the way around now. BT. Now GT in a bad position, as they're just having to prone down and survive as long as they possibly can. Nasty Demon's not in a great spot either. Trike still needs to rotate around here towards his teammates, but he's got himself a vehicle. And he heads straight on through. Really like that play there from BT. Oh, so hard when all these gamer tags are so similar. 10 seconds left for these teams to try and survive. Walshy taken down to literally 1 HP. 7 HP left on him. He does get the first aid off, but he's not in the best positions if these players realise exactly where he is. And the zone has popped and it's gone pretty much the one place it could do where no one is going to be in it. So he's going to have to try and figure out a way here. Walshy lying prone. BT need to try and wrap in. I think here for I feel like TSS have got a really good chance of winning this one because all these teams down in the south, they're going to have to fight each other to be able to move in. BT trying to just take the shots at range on TSS, but if they get a knock, the likelihood is they're going to be able to get rezzed in those buildings. But it might give BT at least a little bit of an opening. The problem is, whatever angle they deny from TSS, they're giving to all of these other teams that are still in. Nasty Demon's in a terrible position. They've got to try and do something. They've got to make a play, try and get a kill or something to get an extra point. But I think they're probably going to be the team falling down in fourth unless GT gets spotted out first. TSS, they're in probably the better of positions because they can just play this late. They can come in and allow these teams to just fight each other here. BT are able to find themselves a place in here though, so at least they're in the zone and they've got cover. I don't know what TSS have got in terms of vehicles, but it looks like they have got a couple here. You can see Jimbo and Polly already in vehicles right now. Polly is going to just try and go for this. See what he's able to find. As he starts aggressing in. He's going to get himself a crate as well, and it's a Groza. So if there's one thing that TSS didn't need, it was a crate and a good position and a bit of cover. Car though taking some damage, but it is still going to be okay. Actually, they've got 3 vehicles, so yeah, TSS in such a great position. Magnax finally going down here. Deco gets confirmed quickly after, and GT managed to annihilate that one. Now BT, yes, they've got the numbers advantage, but again, you've got to be looking at TSS here and just thinking they've got such a good position. Could this be the back-to-back wins for TSS on Erangel? Obviously going over towards Miramar in the next one. But so far, TSS has been so dominant here on Erangel. Gecko gets found there. No chance of a race coming through. So once Walshy's been dealt with, it's a straight fight across the field. TSS versus BT. But Walshy, for the now, can be a bit of a snake in the grass. He's already dropped the... I know he hasn't dropped the backpack, but he's dropped the clothes. So he's going to be a little bit difficult to spot. Sunny, what can he see? He's trying to just be able to get some shots out, but doesn't want to overpeak and doesn't want to lose any meds or anything. Nice tags going on towards Q there. He's managed to land it. Hasn't got a helmet, so one tag with an SLR will take him down. And that's definitely something playing in the back of his mind. You can tell him he's so tentative and peeking that. Q. He's going to go for another peek on the side of this one. Again, he needs to be careful when he's peeking. Doesn't manage to spot Sunny at all. I think he spots him there. Now he's just going to be locked in on towards this position. Donny managed to get caught by Walshy though. And that's what we said. The snake in the grass could come into play, and it's doing just that. Donny getting found. And now BT need to decide if they can try and get the res up on towards this one, but the smoke's dissipated. I think maybe going to be spottable for those teams, but Walshy, he can just wait for the res to come through and then pipe up again and try and get another one. But He's using this as a chance to try and get into the zone. Really smart play there from Walshy. BT does bleed out though. So it is leveling the numbers a little bit. Sunny trying to go for a play here. They're trying to wrap round. Polly gets the car and takes White out. That's really, really unfortunate there for BT. And now TSS looking very good in this one. Walshy might even be able to snake himself up in towards the second place because BT, they're getting aggressive on this one. Polly trying to make sure he can get rid of that hay bale they've got for cover. That nade could be really good. Oh, does do some damage on Sunny, but not quite enough. Let's get the knock. More nades continue to come in, but none of them being able to destroy the hay bale. And the return nade going to come through. That could be great on towards Q. Oh, it's going to go a little bit short. Does push the car miles out. Polly just sitting in that one, taking it for a ride. Jimbo's going for a really nice wrap here. This could be the end for BT. Because I don't think they're aware of this at all. They're not expecting this player. Jimbo taking it so slowly here. They're going to try and just distract for him. Oh, Sunny does spot him though. And Jimbo goes down. That's a massive missed opportunity right now. The nade can continue to come out. That nade could be really good. That's right on top of Sunny. Second nade could be even better, and maybe even Walshy. I mean, it looks unlikely, but it's actually possible. Walshy could actually come away with the win here. 1v1v1 situation. Walshy playing an absolute blinder here. The res does come through on towards Q though, so that is going to be 2v1v1. Sunny able to get right up in towards the smokes here. One down. First tries to get the second, doesn't manage to do it. Walshy's got to try and go now. If he's got any chance of trying to get a win in this one, needs to try and get the kill through. Does he spot him? Doesn't quite manage to spot him, but he does get himself onto the hay bale. No vest, no helmet, absolutely nothing to work with. Q goes down to zone. That's huge. Polly. Oh my god, Walshy. What a play from him, being able to snake for so long and come away with the win. Fair play to Walshy. Absolutely huge games. I wrote him off ages ago, but you can never write off the snake because there's always a chance they'll come and bite you in the back. But that's it. Game number 2 under our belts. And we're going to go into Miramar next. So we're going to take a very short break and we'll be back in just a moment.
here in the now, we live above the shadows. For and somehow we are beautifully created.
Welcome back then. Game number 3 just ahead of us. Game number 2 just over. And what a play there from GT and Walshy to come away with the win there. Huge, huge points difference compared to where they could have fallen. I mean, it looked like they could have gone out in 4th to then come back and get the win. That's like, you know, 6 extra placement points and also the extra kill points as well. That's a huge points difference. But yeah, really well played to them. But TSS, they've just been so dominant so far on Aaron Goal. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see if that continues on in this one as we do move over to the sandy dunes of Miramar. So without further ado, let's jump in there because the plane is about to take off. And let's see what happens in game number 3. So here we go then. Match number 3. The plane very, very far south. Not a lot accessible sort of past that middle line just above Picardo. Power grids, maybe Minas, maybe Monty should be fine. But yeah, there is really not a lot to play. So we're going to see a lot of teams probably having to go down towards the south. Chimacera might get a little bit busy. Maybe a lot of people fighting for cars. And we're seeing so many players coming out early here. With really not a lot that's really there to play. Look, you're seeing literally 3 teams on top of each other. BM actually choosing to go back, realizing no one has actually gone for this little set of houses. So they're going to try and take that. That just leaves 2 teams now continuing to drop. BHE look like they're going to sort of nestle into this little bit and maybe leave the motherfuckings to try and get up towards the north side here.
What else we got going on? We've got tier 3. We've got Aguita. And Nasty Demons a little bit close to each other. And BT. Lots of teams kind of around this area. And then you got ED, Crazy Mob. Going to be in Lost the Owners. So I think that's kind of everyone's trying to settle themselves. But actually saying that, there's a couple of teams rotating very close to each other right now. Motherfucking's just going to decide to break off here. And they're going to go towards these compound. Allow BHE to go up towards the north. The zone has popped though. It has gone, you know, relatively down towards the south. So most of these teams are going to be pretty happy. A lot leaving the plane early and going into this area anyway. Gen, you know, they're probably not very looted at the moment, so they are going to be one of the last teams into this zone as well. So it depends on how they like to play. If they like to play on towards the edge and take fights or not. I think this is a relatively new team put together. Taylor, obviously, normally from TDT. I think he's been working with Gen to try and get a couple of their players in and then sort of mix the rosters around a little bit for this event, which is great to see. You know, all these teams mixing around. You've got you know, that's one of the good things. Obviously, Gent, a very well-known South American team. But for this event, obviously requiring 2 EU players, has allowed some of these teams to kind of mix around in with EU as opposed to just coming in to take on EU, which is, you know, great to see. Hold up, a familiar name. Not been around for a little while, but great to see him back for sure. In fact, there's a few players sort of lurking around that have sort of come back for this event, which is always great to see and always great to watch these players back in action once again. So looking elsewhere on the map then, it looks like Aguita and Nasty Demons been able to get themselves a little bit of space between them. Same with BT. Actually saying that Deco a little bit isolated here on his own. Needs to be a little bit careful on that one. But we've got Gen. You know, they're still looting up here. Zed Clan right on the very edge of Lab Endita. Toxic up towards the north. And BHE. Let's have a little look, see if we've got the leaderboard updated, of course. Taking a few minutes to get the updates. But yeah, it does look like we are there. So let's have a little flick on towards the leaderboard here. As you will see the updated one come in. And of course, no surprise, TSS going to be up on top. But after that incredible performance in the last game, GT are going to actually take second, pushing Kuita down to third. Obviously, after you know, after the motherfuckings came in. But yeah, looking on the right hand side of that leaderboard, a couple of big names in there. I mean, Crazy Mob absolutely dominating the qualifiers. Same with BHE as well. Actually, BHE playing very well in the qualifiers. Unfortunately, are going to be down towards the bottom half of that table, tier 3. You know, they didn't do too badly in qualifiers as well. They did pretty well. But of course, all of these teams qualified through qualifiers. So, you know, it's definitely not isolated. Let's get rid of the leaderboard for you all. And you can see what's going on there. BT going to be able to get that opening knock. We'll steal it away anyway on towards ED. As Cheney now isolated loops. Wanted to go for the push there. He's going to be able to spot one. Cheney taken down at 1 HP. Does find a way to knock. Should be able to get the confirm as well. And there we go. Nasty Demons picking up a kill. After they were yeah, not looking too badly so far. Sitting in 6th. Been playing very well so far this game. Of course, though, we are into game number 3. So there's still a lot left to play. So you can't let it slip. You need to have a good first day. But then, even then, you're only halfway through the games. And there's plenty of time for things to shift around. ED once again. Losing another member. TSS now getting involved. They just seem to find themselves in between about 2, 3, 4 teams all the time. And unfortunately... Oh, that's not the player I wanted to go to. Unfortunately, that's just really put them in a bad position here. Q, going to try and push up here. Revive's coming through. There we go. Ollie, 1. Tag's coming after his frozen, and there we go. Q just there in the backlines to be able to get that confirmed. So once again, it's a bad game for them. And yeah, 3 0-point games back to back. Really not what you want, but of course still 5 games left in there for them, so there's plenty of time for them to try and get top 8. Not that many points behind top 8 coming to this game. I think it's only 9 points. It is FSS in 8th with 9 points, so yeah, obviously definitely in reach. Lobby B, how are we looking over there? Let's have a little look. Skyline currently leading Lobby B with Catalyst, QP and OMG taking the top 4. Return Respect up in 5th. Elite Gaming, TDT and M-Force covering your top 9. Again, 9 points for 8th place. So the lobbies seem very, very evenly split, which is always great to see. It doesn't look like any team is running away with either lobby, although obviously TSS has a good start to this one. Tier 3 trying to have a good start as well. So unfortunately, Scuffy was lost from Nasty Demons. They should be okay. Should be able to recover. Going to jump in and get a couple of vehicles and rotate away from this one. Magnax, though, a little bit caught out. I don't know if he's got a vehicle of his own. He's holding this ridge line. He has got a vehicle. He's just holding here for now. So that's good. At least he should be able to get away. Actually saying that I think maybe in sight lines of the other team. So just choosing to jump on that buggy and get themselves out of there. Well played there from Nasty Demons. Picking up a point to start things off. So BM going to be going down towards Valdemar. Just playing on the edge. BHE going to be in a decent compound here. For sure. Natter, Zen King and Clift with Larry just lagging behind. Not in a bad position. They've got a lot of space to play with. And if they get a northern shift here, that's really, really a nice compound to try and play out of and pick up a few kills from. I'll have to wait and see if that does come out. BT, raining some shots down towards tier 3. Nothing really landing though. No problems there. They've got 1 kill to start things off. Not lost too many players. Obviously, we have lost the 1 team of ED and a couple of other players as well. But yeah, still 58 up, 8 minutes in. So, yeah, going well for these teams so far. Zone still got a little while left to go, and everyone's kind of settled at the moment. It's a bit of a quiet lobby. For sure to start things off. Let's have a look at motherfucking shall we? Because they have been playing so well. Not got the best of gear in this one though. I'm seeing, yeah, 2X's pretty much most of their range. A nice 4X there. Nice K9 skin as well. Got the nice progressive one. That's what we like to see. And yeah, motherfucking's been playing very well so far. You know, did just scrape in, I believe, into this round, but they're showing they deserve to be here by having 2 very good rounds to start things off here. Though I would like to point out they have changed a member by the looks of things, and it does look like the member that was getting most of the kills is going to be the one that has stepped out. So I don't know whether that will change things up a little bit in this one. Just trying to remind myself of the name of who it was. It was Yogrin. He's a player that was doing really well, and yet he has stepped out. So yeah, different roster for the last 2 games. Maybe he's an Erangel player and swapping in for a Miramar player, of course. But yes, 7 kills he got. Oh no, he only played 1 match. I think he only played the last game, and he got 7 kills. So yeah, definitely not the player I would have swapped out from that team. But you know, of course, if it works for them, it works for them. That zone has shifted so far north. We said if it goes a little bit north, BHE will be in a great spot. Actually, not really in the best of spots because of the really, really far northern shift. But, yeah, they're not in a bad position, really, to be able to rotate in. Toxic going to be dead center, but the problem with that compound is it's not the easiest to play out of. You've kind of got to bunker yourself down. So many different places you've got sight lines on it. You can't just sort of run around there very freely. So Toxic going to have to think about that. Gen going to probably be going straight towards Power Grid here.
And they should be able to get it completely unharmed. TSS going to be nestling themselves in here as well. I think most teams will probably assume that some of these places like Power Grid will already be taken. And we might not actually see a team push in there just yet. But I think Gen, looking to scout that one out a little bit. And yeah, there we go. Holder going to be leading the way. And yeah, getting enough info, feeling like it's definitely free. They're going to push themselves straight in here, and they've got themselves a really nice position. Wasn't even looted, obviously. Remember, the playing path was a little bit low. So Gen going to be able to get themselves completely fresh loot in here as well. Not that the loot's very good, but they are going to be able to get themselves some stuff. You've got scopes, you've got meds, you've got everything that you kind of need. Fresh armor. That's a great position to be in. It's always great when you get into a compound that hasn't been looted, where you can kind of stay for a little while, because it does mean that if you do take those long range fights, take the damage, you can change things around. Gen raining some shots down towards Toxic, and this is what I was talking about. Toxic's compound really not the best of positions to be in. Fab, Benjo, Corey, and Mystics holding this down. Gen raining some shots elsewhere on the map. BT still got to try and move their way in. Crazy Mob going to be rotating themselves in as well. And there we go. So one of Toxic gets caught. Benjo gets caught as well. A huge play coming out from Q. And just like that, I think TSS might try and push into here. Q and Jimbo leading the charge here. You got Polly in the vehicle coming in a little bit later. But yeah, the nade's coming out just to try and deter them from pushing in. But Q with a nade of his own straight into there. Does find Mystics. Gets the re-knock, or gets the confirmation on towards Benjo. And it's just two members up now for Toxic. Fab. Corey trying to see if they can survive in this one. Fab does manage to find one. He tries to get it. Can't do it. And just like that, that is going to be them out. Shifting right the way across the zone to Viper. But I think they get the res on towards Q. Yeah, wasn't quite able to get the flush there, unfortunately, Fab. But yeah, it does do the damage to Q still. So it's definitely something they need to be aware of, because yeah, no longer on first knock. And those revives are going to be a little bit harder to get later on in the game. Zone shifting, and it's gone towards Power Grid again. Gen getting blessed here a little bit with the zone. Obviously had to rotate their way in towards here, but they're in a really nice position to be able to play this one out. TSS holding down that spot. BHE now, the other two members need to come and rejoin, so they've got a full four together, because other teams are going to be wanting to rotate that way. Arminius having a fight with Nasty Demons down here in the south. Be able to pick up that kill there for them, as Beast Mode just out in the open. Jamari, I was going to say, shortly got to go down. Huyu goes down as well. And F2S being able to take out them, do the damage. Scoping in there, trying to see if they can find a place for them to be able to play in. And I think they've realised that this compound is free, so maybe using that as a stepping stone to get in towards the zone. BHE still very split. Look, you see them as a 4. Problem is, Zen King now right next towards Aguita and Lizard. And he needs to decide what he's going to do here. Does he just stay quiet on this hillside? Or does he maybe try and get a kill? Probably using it not. Lizard does get him down low as well. He's taken down so low. Confirmation not able to come out on towards Pepe. And Lizards, he's now put himself into a position. So BHE need to try and do something here. They need to get themselves into a position to be able to get Lizard out. Cliff looks like he's trying to do so. Trying to get himself up into the spot. It's instantly turned, but he gets taken down low. Jimbo stealing Pepe Yuji as well. So BHE not able to confirm that kill either. Lizard is now in a difficult position as BHE fully surround him. It was a move to try and surround Zen King, but unfortunately it's backfired a little bit, and now Lizard just having to just get himself into a decent position. GT taking the fight on towards tier 3 on the edge of the zone here as they're trying to take the fight on towards the motherfuckers. Been doing very well. Kaneki is taken down. Walshy finds Fist. Fury
instantly back on towards there, though. Smorf goes down to Jerska as well in the backlines. He's got himself an Orm. It's a bad boy gun. And now, yeah, motherfucking sadly look like they're the ones that are coming off worse here. Jerska does get found there by Jay. Beast Mode also not looking a great spot. Arctics goes down. Just like that, tier 3. Going to try and push them up. Kill. Make sure they get the point. GT, they do get the reservoir towards Walshy. Nata finding him earlier. Probably taking the fight on towards F2S. But again, not too much of an issue. And then see, look, you can see TSS just fully extending now. Realising they don't want to stay in that compound. And they do get themselves out. Linker going to be able to find touch as well. That's the last remaining member of the motherfuckings. Gecko there. Takes a big chunk of damage there from tier 3 as they try and push in. Deco finds one of BT. But GT are the ones that are in trouble here as Gecko taken down so low as he tries to push in here. BHE no longer a threat there, but Guita still in a position that they might be able to come up and cause some damage. There we go. Walshy goes down again. Third knock on him. He's in trying to get another one. Jack goes down as well. The last two members are going to be in the compound. There we go. Gecko steps out, finds Oatskin. And now the rest of tier 3 going to have to try and push up here. Gecko with that UMP in hand. He's going to land a shot. Comes out and gets another one. And Pixel had the molly in hand. I think that might be a GG's for him. No. Is able to stay alive. Fury going to be able to get the reservoir towards him. But unfortunately, Oatskin is going to go down. Aguita now look like they... No, they're not going to get aggressive on this at all. The zone, they've seen it. They're going to stay where they are. Stay pretty happy. As TSS, they stretch their legs as they continue to just dominate this lobby. TSS coming out. Find this one. No rounds though on Linker. He does manage to get himself 60 rounds. Probably going to be dropping that one for him, but yeah, they're going to have to try and move in towards the zone right now, as they're not currently in. Z-Clan taking some shots from FSS, French Suicide Squad. Quite managed to hit the shot there, but he's going to be able to hit that one. Should be getting the bleed out here. Grugui just out in front of him. Master trying to get a wrap around on towards the north side. That stun though, it's so good, it's right on top of him. And there we go, surely going to go down. There we go, Grugui finding Master. That's another one on a Z-Clan getting found. Santa. As we can. It's Linker continuing to just dominate down here. TSS have just been so strong today. Santa finally getting found. Grugui finding him. And now, Nasty Demons, they've seen the fire. They've seen what's going on. They've realised BT are pushing in on this as well. And they want part of the action. They're wrapping in, using this as a chance to be able to aggress in towards this one. Magdax, a huge nade coming out from him. Managing to find the last two members of F2S. This has been great play from Nasty Demons. TSS just absolutely dominating. What are they on? 13 kills in this lobby. Still got all 4 up. And now they're just having a bit of fun with it, aren't they? They are definitely going to be a challenge to try and overtake. I think they're probably already looking pretty good for getting top 4 spot. Definitely top 8, I think, already. After this performance, Deco gets found there by Linker. Magnex might be following. Doesn't quite go down there. As White does bleed out to zone. We're down to our top 7 teams right now. So we're in towards placement points, which is all good to see. As BHE hold down towards the north side. BT we're taking the fight on towards Crazy Mob. On their side, Crazy Mob going for a full aggress. Only 1 kill for Crazy. And I'm pretty sure they didn't get too much in the last game either. Donny does do a lot of damage there. Crazy can get by 1 though. Donny trying to see if he can get the return. Doesn't manage to do it. Problems. Pushes over. Catches BT and that's BT gone. 2 kills going on the way of Crazy Mob. TSS though now taking the fight on towards Aguita. as they try and move in. Gen, the problem is they've had such a good position, but they just haven't been able to get any kills at all. 0 kills on them. Jimbo does manage to find Marcos, and now TSS just continue to dominate. I think they're trying to get the kill record here for the event so far. 13 kills, 19, I believe, is the kill record to beat. Tries to hit Jimbo there with that 3x spray on the barrel, but Q, he's going to go for the big nade. See if it can land. I don't think it's going to quite bounce far enough. It does do some damage there. The stun coming out as well. That nade, oh, it's so good from Q. 15 kills now for TSS. To get another kill down. BHE now pushing on towards TSS, though Jimbo goes down. Don't think the confirm can come through just yet, though. As Q now can fight through the tree. Does get spotted, and Nata finds him as well. The headshot coming through right at the very end. We had to get the knock there, and BHE finally coming into their own. We saw them playing really, really well in the first round of the qualifiers. Not been really keeping it up for the first 2 games, but now they're really wanting to try and go for it. Nice spray coming out. Polly getting found so low right now, but the thing is, I think it's looking like Linker. Yeah, he's going to be able to get himself up on high. He's going to start raining down some shots there on towards BHE. Clear finds Jimbo again. That's the second bleed now for him. Smokes are going to come down, try and see if they can get the res, but no, the zone right on their back. That's going to be Jimbo bleeding out. Liv is going to find one of Crazy as well, so again, continuing to cause some problems here for Crazy Mob. TSS and Polly both on their feet as they try and just rotate here. Only got Smokes to work with. And Zen King throws the util out. He's going to land it in the smoke. It was a great Molly if he had been in there. Zen King pipes up. He does find one. Sees the other player. Up. Gets Q down a little bit low. Gets taken down to 6 HP in return as well. He needs help from his teammate and Clift. Looks like he's trying to push up here as well. Linker gets found as well in the back, and just like that, BHE being able to take out TSS, and we're down to our top 4 teams. BHE looking very good. So are Gen as well. They haven't really had to fight too much. And Crazy, who have struggling a little bit so far. Only 3 kills to their name over on this one. I mean, we're so used to seeing kill heavy games coming out from Crazy Mob. Are going to now have to try and see if they can battle their way through this one. But Rat trying to push himself up. I think Nata may be going to be able to spot him here with that. Yeah. Nata has spotted him. He's got the 8x on that mini. Does spot Rat there, but takes a big chunk of damage there. The SLR ringing out. Let's take that down a little bit low. But Clift, he's pushed right up. He finds Rat. Larry with the Mark 14 as well. Going to come up, maybe try and see if he can find Mick. Mick is a little bit disconnected. Not going to be able to get up towards his teammate at all. Don't think he's going to have too much time. Magnax finds one of Gen. That's Bliv getting knocked. So now they're starting to take some damage. I think, yeah, 2 kills. It's not a lot at all for Gen. But they've got themselves at least a top 4 position. I'm not quite sure where they were coming into this game. I don't remember seeing too many points on them. But maybe I'm wrong. Let's have a little look. We've got Gen in... Oh, sorry, they're in 5th. So they've actually been doing silently well so far in these games. Rat is going to get confirmed there by BHE, who really did need the point. 0 points coming into this game. And we've got 5 kills already. Top 3, and they've still got a top 4, sorry, and they've still got 4 alive. So looking very good here. Of course, they do have to go through Nasty Demons, who have been playing very well as well. 5 kills for them, and Gen, who are in such a great position. Got themselves the high ground, got themselves the compound, got themselves the Orm. Got pretty much everything going for them. BHE, Zen King, looking out to see if he can find the other players here. And he's spotted one, he thinks. He's throwing the nade, but that's not going to go and land. That's far too far to the right. Mick, very far back compared to that. As he tries to push around towards Gen, actually. Might get found because of it. The problem is Gen... Yeah, there we go. Clift is going to be able to find him, as Mick did see Gen. You know, potentially helping Gen out a little bit there, BHE. But yeah, BHE in such a good position. They've got themselves outside the compound as well. And now BHE, if they can get themselves in towards here, where there's a little ridge line, they are literally in a position to be able to just hold out pretty much everyone. They've got such a nice little ridge here. Dead center zone. It's only phase 7, so of course it could still shift in towards power grid or outside even further. But if they can get themselves here, they are literally laughing. Holder takes a big bolty shot to the head and does take a knock. That's at least second bleed, I think, for Holder with Sint. But he's going to be able to be rezzed. Deco just trying to keep eyes up on here, but he has spotted Zen King, or at least Zen King spotted him. Big tag coming through. He's going to force him down off the crates, and now they've lost that height advantage. But Magnax finds Nebo. He's just being an absolute demon here with that bolty. Spots Tyler as well. Doesn't quite manage to land that one, though. Just going to keep looking this way. Uses this as a chance to try and push up, but Taylor T looks like he wants to try and go for this one. Bliv, though, he's been so quiet. And he does manage to find Magnax. That's unfortunate. Runs right past him. Plays so slowly and does manage to get him in the back. But Deco does manage to get one. And here we go. BHE using this as a chance to try and pounce on. They realise this has got to be the final fight here. As they try and push themselves up. They've got themselves the ridge line. Got themselves everything. There we go. Cliff finds Loopsy on the off angle. That's going to be a knock coming through. Just Deco now left up for Nasty Demons. 2 left up again. Cliff gets confirmed. Reload coming off here as well as Taylor T gets knocked there to Zen King. I think now Deco maybe even going to try and see if he can get Loopsy back up. That could be clutch and could get them the second place here. Nato, he's got himself up on towards the roof, but can't see the players. There's a box in the way, and that's going to force Cliff to try and progress onto this one. The call probably coming through that the come through. Holder goes down. Unfortunately, not getting the kill for Taylor T, and now it's a 2v4 situation. BHE looking like they should be able to take this one. Deco and Loopsy, last 2 remaining members, the last 2 players that stand in their way. There we go, does get spotted there. Cliff does manage to find Deco, gets taken down very low though, and Loopsy now, as a solo player, having to see what she can do. Just holding down the box, listening for the audio cues. Should be able to hear Zen King in front of her. But the problem is, the longer this takes, there we go, Zen King pipes up, gets the headshots, and it's a 10-kill win for BHE. Huge game from them, and it's a real needed one as well. That's 20 points now on the board for them, and that puts them right up on towards the left-hand side of the table. So GG's to BHE. Played that so well, pushing in there. They had to just third-party. They had nice wraps as well earlier on in the game. So, yeah, well-deserved from BHE. But we're going to take a very short break. Final game coming up then. Game number 4 of the day. Of course, 4 games still to play on Thursday, tomorrow. But 1 more game left of the day, so we'll see you in just a bit.
Welcome back then. Final game ahead of us. And it's been a great day once again so far for, well, some of these teams. Of course, some of the teams not having the best of days. But they've got one more game left of today, of course, to try and get that qualification spot. Of course, you've got tomorrow as well, but you want to be in a really good position going into the final day. You don't want to be lacking on the right-hand side of the table thinking, you know what, we need to have a really big day. If you're on the left-hand side of the table and you feel comfortable, that's the best way to go into that final day. Of course, TSS probably going to be one of the teams that are right up there. 15 kills, in that final game. Obviously falling to BHE, who were able to pick up the win. But yeah, I think that's probably done enough to put them right at the very top of the table and at least safe in terms of the top half. But they'll be going for the top 4 to try and get into that upper bracket. So we're going to head on over to game number 4 then. Plane is in the air, and let's see what action it brings. So here we go then. Tier 3 going to be getting out nice and early once again. This is a much better plane for some of these teams. Of course, Valdemar, Chumacera, pretty much everywhere where people were last game. Not going to be viable, but I think that was probably most people's second drops. I think most people's first drops are kind of around this kind of plane path. So I'm sure more people are happy than not, but BHE, they're going to be dropping with Beast Mode in El Pozo by the looks of things. Obviously, the winners of last game, Beast Mode, been struggling a little bit, not been in the best of positions so far. And yeah, going into this game, of course, we'll get the leaderboard updated for you and out. But yeah, they were sitting on only 2 points going into that last game. And I don't remember seeing too much on them either for that one. So yeah. They're opting to just give this one to BHE, and we're going to see them backing off. We are seeing a couple of teams though, Motherfuckins and ED, going to be dropping around near each other. Now, one team been very successful so far, or been doing very well. One team currently sitting on 0, so this is a big start, and that's not the start you want. Dope knocking himself to falling, and very disconnected from the rest of the team. Javakat's probably aware of this as well. He's looking up. He spots the player, and he's going to get himself a nice, free, easy point hit before they've even started. That's a real shame for ED. Just been so unlucky all day. But that's the thing with this game. You know, you can literally turn things around very quickly. There's a few teams that are currently sitting right near the very bottom of the leaderboard. Of course, still waiting on that full update to come through. I'll just double check. No, it's definitely not updated again. So yeah, not definitely time to turn it around. Definitely time to start picking up points and get themselves into that top 8 position. As I said, after 2 games, that was at 9 points, which is, you know, relatively high for a cutoff. It's been quite a balanced lobby, but generally when we look at top 8, we're kind of looking at, you know, 5 points on average a game generally gets you on the cusp. So if you can try and average 5 points, you should be at least in with a shot coming into the last game of being able to get through. Of course, you don't want to just sit on 5 points all the time, but if you're averaging 5, you're in a good position. Unfortunately for ED, they are not averaging 5 at all. Let's have a look at the zone then. The zone is up towards the northern side, round by Cruz de Val. Not many teams in there. There's a lot of teams that have to rotate down towards the south, and there's a couple of choke points these teams that we have to be aware of. One is going to be where Gen are. Of course, I think they should be okay. They should be able to go along the coastal road. But yeah, they might have teams that like to go for a nice big wrap round towards the south side. So something they need to be aware of. You've also got the choke point around by Minas as well. You know, definitely a place where a team can kind of just wait and just see if they can catch some rotation kills. Especially with all these rocks. You can kind of cut across here, but this compound here, again, nice place to hold to try and get some rotational kills. And then, of course, you've got the Hacienda road area as well. Also, another choke point that can come through. So, not definitely something these players need to be thinking about. Mowgli taken down low as well. Yogurin is back in this game as well. So, it looks like they're just sort of swapping things around each game, giving everyone a chance. And it's clearly working for them because, yeah, motherfucking's doing very, very well so far. But yeah, Yogli obviously being the star man so far. Or Yogrin being the star man. These
Players are happy about. UMP going to come out. Ugrin managed to get another knock under his belt. And the confirmation coming through as well. Cheney trying to hold off. The advance is coming through. It's just Frozen and Cheney, the last two remaining members. And the problem is they're getting absolutely swarmed here. Motherfucking's trying to push around on towards the far side of them as well. And they're going for a nice big wrap, but this could be devastating here for ED. Cheney just going to hold down the 5-stack and imagine. And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe just motherfuckers just leave him there. Not the sort of position you want to just try and push through and potentially lose a member. Cheney. Yeah, it looks like he's just going to kind of just keep going up here. Maybe see if he can spot some players, but he's quite happy to just chill in there for now. Not too much coming through. Then S1lencrr is taking some shots here from Toxic. So they rotate through. The tag's landing. I've definitely seen better days, but they're going to get themselves away from this one, I believe. I don't know if they've lost a tyre. No, they've still got all 4 tyres, so they are okay. We have just had an update on the leaderboard as well, so we can flick that one up for you all to have a look at. Obviously, it's just going to hit a little refresh. Then we can have a look. Yeah, Nasty Demons pushing themselves up into 3rd after getting that 2nd place. So that's great to see from them. 20 Squad Gaming are going to be taking this one a little bit under their belts. So they're looking pretty good. Frozen, there we go. Confirmed they're motherfucking doing really well to be able to pick up those kills so far. Just 1 member remaining. But it's going to be Cheney who's going to be isolated in that 3-stack. It's not really what they want. And yeah, going back to leaderboard, we've got Aguita, BT up there, Jen up there as well, of course. GT still holding on, not getting too many points in the last game, but they are still up there, tier 3 as well. Motherfuckings then, you know, not quite doing enough, but with 3 points in this game already, you know, as I said, 5 points on average. It's going to be where tier 3 are. Cheney, that's some big shots coming through on both players. But this is going to have to be go time, surely, for them. Z-Clan and Gen very close by to each other as well, so that's something we need to keep an eye on. But it looks like Z-Clan actually caught out between 2 teams, but it doesn't matter. Love is going to be able to open up onto what was that one. Virus trying to get the confirmation, can't quite do it. And now Z-Clan realising they're going to have to try and aggress onto this because French Suicide Squad had sightlines behind them. Actually, it looks like French Suicide Squad are just going to back off in this one, so Z-Clan are able to just push up here, needing as many points as they possibly can. Also sitting on 0 points after the first few games. Jen on the left-hand side of the table. Nebo gets re-knocked again. That nade being able to find the target. As Nebo gonna start bleeding out a little bit quicker this time. Z-Clan continuing to just try and pepper the shots. Try and do the damage here, but they can't really just openly aggress here on towards this one. Hold up. Front pick over here is going to just hit most of the shots actually into the ridge line. And now the whole of Z-Clan on top of him does manage to find one. Rather than be pushing around there with that M249, does manage to find the Virus, finds Sliv as well. Tyler does manage to get him in the background. So he goes the shots coming out towards Nebo. Nebo taken down very, very low here. Z-Clan can't really get in position. There we go, the M249 ringing out. Push over the top, and now it's a 1v1 situation. Love versus Jen. M249, no! Oh, Taylor T, 1v4ing and keeping all alive. ED were dealt with as well, by the looks of things. I don't think, yeah, Motherfuckers didn't lose any members either, so it looked like it was going so well there for Z-Clan, but they don't get a single kill out of that. And Taylor T being able to hold on and get all 4 kills to his name. Absolutely clutching it up for his team. Really, really well played there. Bliv just going to be getting some loot there as we can go and have a look to see what else is going on around the map. With losing 2 teams already, it's probably going to be a little bit slower now. Everyone kind of finding their footing here. You've got BHE still having to rotate in, but there's a lot of space still in the centre. Cruise the Val completely empty as well. That's very central as well. Quite near the centre. Not many teams wanted to go towards the city. Generally, it does pull out of there when we're talking about Miramar. It does like to leave those big spaces. But we will see what happens with the zone. Still 44 seconds left to go. Let's have a little look at how TSS is doing, because they've been playing very, very well so far in this one. Both Linker and Q have been taking some damage here. Yeah, they're going to try and see if they can get Marcos down. Nice shots coming out with the Mini. Does manage to find Marcos. And I think, yeah, I was going to say, no one else from Aguita is anywhere near him. So he's going to have to try and find his way off of here. Pepe Yuji is going to be going for this one. The rest of Aguita look like they want to try and reconvene on the same compound, realizing it's a little bit dangerous to be that split as the zone is about to pop, and we will see where it's going to go. It is going to go over towards where Aguita are, so actually they're going to be leaving quite a strong compound here in this position. GT going to get themselves a nice position here in the zone. Toxic not in a bad spot. But yeah, let's have a look at the teams that we need to be looking at. The ones that are like on the cusp of qualification, because they're the ones that are, you know, they're going to be telling the story. They're going to be the main storyline for this going into day number 2. Tier 3, right on the cusp. But I think Motherfuckers, with their performance so far, have already overtaken them. 4 kills already on the board for them. They are still rotating in, but Tier 3 are going to be going around towards the north to try and find themselves a good spot. Crazy Mob as well, just sitting outside. Same with French Suicide Squad. All 3 teams are currently sitting on 13 kills. So they do need to have that in the back of their minds. They need to be trying to keep up with the pack. They don't want to let themselves slip down too far. NE as well, another team, needs a big performance. And yeah, looks like they've got all 4 still alive in the zone, which is great to see. But got a bit of a step ahead of them. Toxic as well. They were having a bit of a late surgence in the final Miramar of yesterday. Maybe they can do the same again. Q, he's going to go and try and get himself a crate hit. I'm not quite sure what gun he's got. He's got himself an Orm, and I think, I'm hoping he's going to take it. He does. He picks that one straight up. And TSS are going to get ourselves some 3 gear, because, again, TSS definitely not in need of any 3 gear. Here we go then. BHE going to be rotating in. They're still trying to find their way in. Gen right on the very edge with Nasty Demons behind them. Both teams been playing well so far today. There we go, Scuff. Going to try and get in with Loopsy. We go back and look at the map just to see what's going on. F2S very split once again. They need to try and regroup here a little bit. Arminius and Xylo in a decent position here for this zone. BT going to be in a nice spot as well. Dead center too. So we can try and pick up some points. And this is, you know, night and day performance compared to Monday for GT. GT being a team that literally just narrowly qualified, now sitting in 2nd place, I believe, or maybe it was 3rd place. I think they're just holding on to 2nd. Yeah, they are. Much better performance, obviously, coming away with that win where Walshy was able to clutch it up in game number 2. So they'll definitely be looking to try and see if they can do a little bit more in this game and try and get themselves a good number of points. So they're sitting in a nice position going into the final day. Once again, top 4 will go to the upper bracket. 5th to 8th will go to the lower bracket. So, yes, okay, you know, top 8 is great, but top 4 is even better. You get yourselves 2 chances to try and qualify in towards the finals, and also the 1st place team out of the upper bracket in those 2 days not only qualifies, but also gets themselves the first bit of cash that is up for grabs in this event. So if you get into the lower bracket, you automatically miss out on some of the prize pool. So, yeah, definitely not something to be sniffed at. You definitely need to be trying to get in towards that upper bracket. But for those teams that are just trying to carry on and qualify and see how far they can go, you know, the lower bracket, nothing wrong with that. Get yourselves in there. There's a good chance that, you know, it should be pretty balanced. The top 8 teams, obviously, going to already be in the finals. You're then going against the pretty much a pretty even lobby, I should imagine. So that should be a really good viewing as well, the lower bracket as well as the upper bracket. And then, of course, we go straight into the finals where the top 16 teams are going to be battling out across 2 weeks to try and get themselves a share of the cash. F2S, okay, just up towards the north they do get regrouped up on towards the compound right to the north of Gen. Obviously, the zone, it has popped and it has kind of put their compound not in such a great position, but it's still not a bad spot. TSS taking shots on towards NE then. Nice tag and knock coming out on towards Pures, but yeah, a little bit of distance there as we go over towards here because there is a fight breaking out. Nice Demons getting decimated here, but Loopsy does manage to find Mystic. Benjo finds Scuffy, and now I think we're a 3v2 situation here. See Benjo just confirming his knock. So nice Demons coming, at least lose one, but Fab, it's huge play coming up from him. He's going to be able to find 2 up on that side. Loopsy's already left, already going in towards zone. Fab now going to have to try and see if he can possibly make it. Loopsy, yeah, I don't think any chance of any of these reses coming through on towards Toxic. Sorry, Benjo's still up as well. I think maybe... Is there a chance of getting the res in phase 3? I think there is. Mystic's definitely done for. No chance of getting the res through on towards that. But yeah, I think you can just get the meds going off. Loopsy doesn't really know what to do here. Doesn't know whether she should go for the kills or whether she should go for zone. Either way, I think maybe the hesitation going to be a bit of a problem here for her. As yeah, she's now getting shot across zone. Maybe she just waited for the getting a chance of getting the points, but Toxic staying 3 strong. That's great for them. Yeah, Fab picking up 2 kills there as well. Really good performance from him, and Loopsy needs to be careful here. She just meds up on that side. I think Toxic maybe going to they're just going to let her stay there. Yeah, I think they are. They're not too worried. They're more worried about getting into zone. So they do have to rotate across the road here as well. And this road is absolutely horrible whenever it's in the zone. That causes a lot of problems. And Benjo, Fab actually gets knocked. Benjo gets knocked to falling, and Corey gets taken out there by NE. So all of Toxic not making it across the road. NE going to pick up 3 kills. Gugui takes one of motherfucking's. Unfortunately, Xylobe going to be knocked there from BT. So F2S and Jen now having a fight. Nade in hand. Let's follow that in. Let's see if that's going to hit. That looks pretty good to me. No, it just lands a little bit short there. Looked like Jen was a little bit closer. Pepper Yuji going to be confirmed though by Holder. Larry goes down to Pixel elsewhere on the map. But this fight's still breaking out here. 3 for Jen. Still up. Remember, probably lucky to be alive even as a one man at this situation. But the fact they've still got 3 up and have only just lost 1 is really good going there from Jen. Really good teamwork. As Mick tries to get a reposition here, has been spotted as Nebo's trying to see if he can get another headshot coming through. And not too much going through. Let's go over here as TSS now taking the fight on towards NE. NE needing as many points they possibly can get. Pure's already being knocked. As we see, Linker doesn't quite manage to get the knock on towards Jay, but does know exactly where he is. Shots raining out on towards Linker, but Polly, he's going for a nice off angle here. He's in the vehicle though, so he will be alerting NE to his position. I think Polly going to be focusing on the player that's up in towards the top here, but maybe not realising exactly where he is. Polly gets found there. Jay pipes up. It's just going to be Linker left up now for NE. Big tags going the way of Jay. But NE surely got to be wrapping around on this. They must know exactly where the player is. Spreading out. Just quite managed to get Linker down. Linker gets Pure's down though. Surely Linker can't do this. Linker gets Boldy down as well. Oh no. Viper does manage to finish it off, but that's 2 members of NE that are not going to be able to get back up. I don't think there's time for the res here. No, going to have to just leave him. Maybe could have picked him up, but they obviously are aware that there are other teams around this location. NE going to have to continue on as 2. Did get themselves some kills though. 7 kills now on the board for NE. Again, another game where they've got decent kills. Bolby, there we go, finally bleeding out here, but NE not in a great position because they're going to have to push straight in towards Agrito. Agrito with a really nice split here, going to go for the 2-2 across the road, trying to hold out Jen as they try and rotate into this one. F2S holding on the sidelines as well as BM going for a last ditch attempt here. Hugo goes down. 3 members now in the car as they try and just full send it here. Viper getting found there by try to. Another member gets brought out of the car. Arctic's literally on 1 HP. Cannot afford to take any sort of damage. He's going to be able to get himself in towards the zone here. I don't think anyone really with Cyclones onto this one, so I think they might be okay. Yeah, I've got GT trying to pick up as many kills as they possibly can. Jerska going to bleed out to zone. Although it's going to take a little while because he is in there at the moment. But that should be a guaranteed point towards GT. Zone has popped then. It has gone towards Crazy Mob. So finally Crazy Mob having a chance of a good game. Only 1 kill on them though. Quite being able to land that bolty shot as Oats in. Going to see if he can have a go of his own maybe. But they've got to be careful because they have got BT lurking above them. There we go, nice tags landing on towards BHE, and they get taken down there by BT. Pixel does manage to get Trike down. There we go, Gecko finding Jalamari. BM crashing out now, down to our top 7 team, so we are making placement points. There's a nice crate in the zone there. If BT can make it, Sunny looks like he wants to try and get it. He's taking some damage from tier 3 here. Fury up on top. Just try and regroup with the rest of his team here. I think it's a bit isolated, and they have got to try and wrap in, or at least Fury's got to wrap in anyway. They've got Crazy to their left though, and then they've got BT to their right, so they're not in the best of positions, but they have got a little bit of time on the zone just yet, so maybe these teams will all fight each other. Gen caught out a little bit down here on towards the south. F2S as well. Trying to see where Bliv. It's big shots. Nebo goes down as well. Marcos be able to find him. See, let's cross the road. Can't spot the other member. Bliv going to be on this big divot here as well. See Zylib trying to cross towards this. Hand in hand. Yeah, the shots coming out. Bliv doesn't manage to land anything there with that at all though. Goes and hits the deck, and there we go. Bliv does get finished off. Header does get confirmed though just before, so Bliv is going to be able to pick up that kill, but Marcos is going to be looking this way. Does get some nice tags on towards Grigui. Yes, I think twice about trying to retreat from there, but yeah, Aguita, they're just going to reconvene in the compound now. They've stretched their legs, they've got themselves some kills, and now they're straight back. Really smart play there from Aguita. Kaneki, though, lands the headshot on towards Pepe Yuji. He's got Winchester, of all things. Going for some meme highlight reel stuff, maybe? Or maybe that's all he could find. Or maybe he loves himself a Winchester. Who knows? But Crazy Mob keeping eyes towards tier 3. Tier 3 got to try and move in as well, though. Could this finally be a good game coming out from Crazy Mob? They need a decent game. It's not going to be a massive kill game. Well, it's unlikely. Only 1 kill currently on the board. And we're only 22 left up. It's going to be no 19 kill win, but that headshot bolty is definitely going to help them start things off. Not in a position to be able to aggress onto this one. Crazy Mob just seem to be trying to survive right now, which is very different play style to what we got to see on Monday. Here we go. They've turned their attention now towards F2S. They're caught in between both teams. The shots are raining out. Problem's going to see if he can maybe find a knock. And always aware that they're tier 3 behind. Problem's going to be able to find Pixel. That should be confirmed. There we go. Groza confirming that one with the bolt action. K9 ringing out. That's tier 3. Got themselves in towards zone, but they are a little bit caught between a few teams. And they don't think it's going to quite reach. Actually, it's not bad. It does do some damage. F2S and Aguita now taking the fight to each other. Marcos literally running into the barrel of his gun. Gregory's going to be able to find Marcos down. Arminians gets confirmed by Problem. Zylo goes down as well. Marcos is going to get confirmed though. And now Guita, they've maybe pushed a little bit too far out that compound. No, the compound's not in, but we've lost quite a few members from this push. Tier 3 going to be able to finish off. Right, Crazy Mob now trying to push up. Guita finished off. Gregory finished off as well. Just like that, suddenly Crazy Mob on 7 kills in the top 3 situation. Suddenly went back to the Crazy Mob we know, got aggressive, tried to push round towards these teams. Kaneki down to 1 HP. Does get that med off though, so he's able to carry on this one. GT then. Only 3 kills so far, but they have got everyone up. But Fists! Spoke too soon. Curse of the Caster. Gecko is going to get knocked and confirmed as well. That's tier 3, picking up some more kills. 5 kills now for them. Still 3 up. And the problem is these teams continuing to take chunks out of each other. It's just going to give Crazy Mob not only the zone, but a really good position to third party onto this one. And Crazy Mob looking like they might be able to pick up a win finally in this one. Jack. What a position for him. The shots down towards him. Doesn't manage to land anything though. Then realizes that Crazy Mob are lurking as well. Gets himself in towards cover. Straight in towards that buggy. Walshy goes down though. Tier 3 doing a lot of damage. And that Molly going to do some damage to Kaneki as well. Stunned. Flying out. Kaneki though does go down. Ozin does get caught by Groza. And now Fitz. His angle, trying to see if he can maybe catch Groza out. Doesn't manage to do it. And Crazy Mob looking like they should be able to get the win here. Crazy Rat does manage to get the first opening, knock there on towards Fitz, so he can be pushing around. He's got the org in hand. Fury gets micked down in return though, so there is the trade there, but this org spray is going to be good from Rat. Does manage to get damage, does manage to get the knock, but Groza goes down. Fury, surely this is going to be it. It is. Rat takes out all 3 members there, finishing it up in style, and it's a 10 kill win for Crazy Mob. So there you go, 4 games down. 4 more to go tomorrow night. And yeah, a couple of teams looking pretty good right now. You've got to say TSS looking in a good spot. GT looking in a good spot, especially after that game. You know, only 3 kills, but they got themselves third. So that's another 8 points going to their total. And of course, you know, even you know, looking at Nasty Demons, they've been playing really well to be honest today as well. Gen should also be looking pretty good. But also on the other end of the scale, you've got a few teams that really do need to have a big day tomorrow. So yeah, they need to go home, get some sleep, and do their research and get ready to take the fight on tomorrow. But we will be back same time, same place. We'll have the same group as well on YouTube. I'm not sure if we'll have Twitch going on at the same time as well. There have been problems with Twitch today. So again, gratefully, we moved to YouTube, so it doesn't really matter for us. But of course, it would be nice to be able to stream it on both. And there'll be a place for everybody to go and watch. I believe we've also got some German streams as well. So if you are a German player in this lobby, or you're just interested in listening to some German, we'll have some German streams as well for you tomorrow. But for me, that is it for the evening. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.